When Nina took the night shift at the Ridge Pine Hills retirement home, she was told only one thing on her first day. Never enter room 313. It's locked for a reason. She had laughed at first. It sounded like a bad movie plot. Creepy number, a mysterious door. The head nurse Dolores didn't smile back. "Don't laugh, honey," she said. "That room changes people." Nina thought it was just superstition or a ghost story to mess with new hires. The rest of the place seemed normal. Quiet residents, squeaky floors, humming fluorescent lights. But every time she passed 313, she felt cold, like someone was watching her through the door. She finally asked an older nurse named Harriet about it. "They sealed it off after Mr. Granger," she said. Harriet hesitated. He was a resident, moved into 313 in 2003. A sweet old man. Until he started ... hearing things. Whispering, mostly. Said someone was knocking on his walls at night. "We thought it was dementia." Nina leaned in, and he started knocking back. She said it so calmly that Nina chuckled. Harriet didn't. One night, she continued, "We heard banging loud like a fight. By the time we broke in, he was gone. Just gone. Not a trace. The window was locked from the inside. His slippers were still by the bed. Only thing left was a message scrawled on the wall in shaky handwriting." Nina raised an eyebrow. "What did it say?" "I let him in." That night, Nina dreamed of a hallway with no end. Every door she passed whispered her name, except one room 313. It was wide open. Inside stood an old man with hollow eyes, pointing at her. Behind him, something dark and tall crawled along the ceiling. She woke up gasping, drenched in sweat. Over the next few nights, 313 haunted her thoughts. She swore she heard scratching from the inside. Once she paused outside the door and heard what sounded like breathing. One night after her rounds, curiosity overwhelmed her. She used a paperclip to pick the old lock. The door creaked open. Dust filled the air. The room was untouched for years. Yellow wallpaper peeling, a rotting mattress, a rusted wheelchair in the corner, but something about it felt wrong. The shadows didn't move with the light. The walls seemed closer than they should be. There was a stain on the floor near the bed, brownish red, long dried, and then she heard it. A knock from inside the wall. Nina froze, her heart pounded. Knock, knock. Knock, then a whisper. "Sit." She turned, but no one was there. The wheelchair was now facing her. It had moved. Panicking, she ran. But when she reached the door, it was gone. The walls had changed. There was no door, just endless wallpaper. She screamed, kicked, cried. No one came. Then she heard a second voice. Deep, hollow, guttural. "It's your turn now." The lights flickered. The room shrank. From behind the wall, something began to push through, bulging, cracking plaster and drywall. A claw, long and pale. Nina was never found. Her badge, however, was discovered under the bed in 313 2 weeks later, when they finally reopened it. It was clean again, no stains, no signs of forced entry, just one note sitting on the pillow. She let him in. Now room 313 is locked again, and sometimes, late at night, nurses say they hear footsteps pacing behind that door, and a soft, steady knock.